Alex, what's your favorite part about masturbation?
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the official podcast where we have Jackson, Andrew, Charlie, and Kaya, and special guest this week, ImmortalHD, also known as Alex. Should I have said that? Is your name public?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, sweet.
Hi.
So tell our audience about yourselves.
Well, I've been here since the beginning.
All right, Andrew, your turn. What makes you tick?
I'm just here for Alex, honestly.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, this is all nice.
I heard he would be on the show, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. So far, disappointed, but maybe it'll pick up.
I'm Alex. I'm a content creator on YouTube.com. I have my own channel. I also run and manage a channel called Cow Chop. That is my secondary channel.
Oh, you're the guy everyone's been asking for.
Yeah.
Very, very executive producer, an affiliate with those social networks. So
Us
a little
too,
about
yeah.
me.
We executively manage all the data waveforms of our podcasts, data streams.
Advanced
Isn't that right?
resolution.
Yeah, nuclear, napalm, nucleus.
What the fuck are you
Yeah, I
talking
don't know
about?
what you're talking about.
is this like a biology?
Yeah.
Is this?
Are you okay?
Kaya's been fucking...
Yeah.
Do you need to lie down for a bit, Kaya?
No, it's fine. I'm okay.
All right.
I just wanted to brag, but there was nothing about our show to brag about.
So you made up nucleus?
But before we get to the nucleus, we have to, of course, talk about patreon.com/theofficialpodcast, where you can go and support us for $1 a month. You get extra content where we demean and make fun of all your favorite anime.
And Borderlands. You'll see that episode soon.
Oh yeah, and that fucking game, apparently.
Want to see what we're like off camera? Go there for $1 a month. It's crazy.
I'm embarrassed to even be
It's actually,
associated with this. So, Alex, before coming on, you said you got pepper sprayed. Would you like to tell us about that? How did it happen? Who did it and why? Did you have a Pepsi?
No, man. That's a thing. Actually, I made that joke in the video, actually, the whole Pepsi. I don't know if it's going to make the final cut. But
Charlie, you're getting sued.
no, we had these goals. It worked similar to a Patreon that we wanted to meet with fan signups for the Rooster Teeth First website. We had a campaign going for that, and one of the goals was that when we hit a certain amount of signups, I get pepper sprayed as like a revenge thing. So unfortunately, today was the same day I was supposed to do that as this podcast. So about 30 minutes before I hopped on here, I was lying on the ground, shaking in pain and crying. So
That's how I warm up.
good to be here now. What did it feel like?
What it felt like? Yeah.
It's just it feels like. Have you ever had like a jalapeno or something?
Yeah.
And like you bit it, and like a little bit got on you, and you're like, ooh, it's like a little sting.
Episode 6.
Uh-huh.
Right. It's like that, but like a million times more in your eyes.
Oh, Kai, didn't you do that? Didn't you rub pepper into your eyes that episode?
I didn't intentionally rub it into my eyes.
No, I know, but
I was
it's what
applying
happened, isn't it?
But
Yeah, he picked up a
yeah.
whole chunk and just ground it into his cornea.
Jesus.
Yes, and it was not fun.
Like as a prank on yourself, or is it like
Just an accident.
No,
Got
it was
me.
not
I'm
intentional.
blind.
No. I did pepper spray myself once, though, for fun, so I know what you're talking about a little. It was in high school. I think we pepper sprayed the whole class, actually.
Jeez, what?
Wow,
What the
that's...
fuck?
Was there a riot?
Were you in a demonstration?
was this Columbine?
No, some dickhead brought pepper spray to the school, and for some reason, we all the guys, or maybe just one of two of the guys, us assholes,
Kaya.
decided it would be funny to pepper spray the whole classroom. With
that like-
pepper spray, the thing is, if you just spray it into a room, it'll still be effective. To anyone who might not be familiar with it, you don't have to be sprayed directly in your face for it to annoy you or work on you.
Is that true?
I've heard that
Yeah.
before.
Like if it's not a ventilated room, then you can just pretty much spray it in and it'll still cause a little bit of discomfort.
So did that happen
Yeah,
with you,
you
Alex?
breathe it in. Yeah, I mean, we have like a warehouse that we're working out of, so the whole thing just kind of it's like fumed out with this pepper spray. I don't know. stench, I guess you could call it. So you're coughing as you're walking in and out. still. So that was definitely a side effect.
Would you do it again?
Like if I was in a protest, like I think I'd know my limit now. I can be like,
How much you can handle.
right. So then I'd pick, like, I don't really want to get maced for this like reason, for this fight.
Yeah,
but maybe like different,
So
maybe for
have
different
you been,
rights.
Have you been tased before?
No, I have a heart condition, so I stay away from that.
Okay.
It'll be the
So I was
next
gonna
one.
I'm
ask,
too
like,
scared. I'm too
If you had
scared.
to pick between the two, which one you would latch onto, because that's a very common go-to, like, would
I
you
feel
rather
like
or
pepper
something.
spray because
Yeah,
there's less of a risk of you shitting yourself.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah,
I thought about I had to go. I used the bathroom before I got pepper sprayed, so I was really worried how my body was gonna react. Whether I was gonna shit myself or not. But I held it in, so I think the adrenaline made me kick back. The urge to shit.
That's one of the main functions.
Priority one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adrenaline, when it kicks in, just clenches the sphincter.
Makes it
naturally.
impossible.
Yeah.
Right.
No fluids escape your body when you're pumped full of adrenaline.
So I wanted to ask
Exactly.
a question here. So you said you also manage the Cow Chop channel as well, right?
I was just trying to throw out a bunch of like bogus terms and see if anyone would, call me out on it. But I'm part of the Cow Chop channel, obviously, as well.
How was that experience? Because I know it's probably a lot of work going between both your ImmortalHD channel and also working over there. How do you balance them, besides getting pepper sprayed for rewards and such?
That's a good question. When I'm in my house, I can just eat my breakfast and record some videos. And then when I go to the Cow Chop office, I get pepper sprayed. So that is the
Best of
equal
both
trade-off
worlds.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the key to success,
so
pepper spray.
I don't
is
know
your
if
main
it's
channel-
success is... Go ahead.
So is your main channel a bit more of kind of like a leisure, just, I have this idea or I want to crank this out, and then the Cow Chop channel is more like a business work kind of mentality?
Yeah, I just I run my own channel my own way, and I kind of just do, pretty, what's the word, lackluster type of stuff where I'm just, sorry, I couldn't find a better word. I sit in front of a computer and record some games and talk over them.
That's probably the most honest description of that.
I don't know.
Content.
Finally.
Well,
Someone
because
says it finally.
Well, because with like the Cow Chop stuff, we have like, we have a crew, we have like camera people and sound people. And so there's a little bit more like to it. Whereas like at home, I just press a button,
That's true. That makes
less
sense.
involved.
That caught me off guard.
Easier
That was
work
just
for you.
that was so honest.
I don't know. What were you expecting, I guess, is my question to you.
Fake bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, it's so empowering, being part of this.
pretty much.
Yes.
Something
Oh
like that.
yeah, I care
Yes.
so much about my fans. I just really enjoy streaming and playing video games. I mean, it's great. I really enjoy it every day, single day, doing the same thing and recording myself making wacky noises.
And check me out on patreon.com/theofficialpodcast.
Oh, he fucking got you, Kaya.
You like
Please
that?
leave.
Roasted, pepper sprayed, bitch.
Fucking obliterated. Tasered, but not for heart conditions.
I mean, it's not really my voice.
Well, Charlie, I guess like you would know it because you do YouTube, but you also have like a podcast that you do as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're balancing those things.
Yeah, like for me, it's kind of opposite. When I make something, it takes a little more work than when I just come on here and talk about wieners and masturbation for an hour and a half. So this would be
Right.
Yeah, this would be like my time.
Now, how
to
do
just
you
sit back.
separate that line? Like I'm gonna talk about penises
doesn't.
on the podcast.
Yeah, it's about the same.
but in my own videos.
There's a massive crossover. Like it's a character I play. I'm not exactly.
Oh, so it's like
it's
in the same universe basically.
Yeah,
It's all canon.
yeah. In real life, I'm all about stock market trading and economics. But on here, I'm just a wacky wiener lover.
We fucking went to lunch one time, and I was like, hey, Charlie, why don't you talk about that jacking off story? And he was like, Andrew, that's disgusting.
It's inappropriate, really, in a public setting.
Really?
Let's trade
how dare
stock.
you? Excuse yourself. And then he got a phone call, and he was like, hello? No, cancel the Foreman account.
Actually, a fun fact about that today: I spent about 30 minutes debating whether or not to enter the stock market, even though I don't have much
You
money.
should. You abso-fucking-lutely should.
Well, the research pointed to quite the opposite. They said I would get
There's
eaten
no
alive.
better
really?
time than now, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, invest all your money into United Airlines. It's a hot tip I just got today.
Yeah, what happened with United Airlines? Can someone give me the rundown on that?
Everyone's blowing it out of proportion like they always do.
Well, all right.
That's what happens.
Can someone else give me a rundown on that?
Some dude got beat the fuck up
Shit. By who?
United Airlines.
by the United cops.
Ye old United Airlines Mafia, Jackson. You haven't heard of them?
So Charlie, you're up to date. You're up to snuff on world news. Why don't you give us a rundown of the whole story, just for people who don't know?
I actually do know this story. There was a Asian doctor, and apparently United Airlines overbooked, and they asked him to volunteer to get off, but he didn't volunteer. So then they like yanked him out of his seat and knocked him out on the.
They didn't ask him.
Or whatever. They yanked him out of his seat and knocked him out on an armrest across the aisle and dragged his unconscious body off of the plane. And then
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he found his way back onto the plane, but he was clearly confused, and he was just like, need to get home, and it was just horrifying. It's truly a bad situation. United Airlines.
I thought he was saying "kill me," because I listened to that little clip. I thought he was saying "kill me."
Pretty much.
That too.
Yeah. That was,
How do you blow that out of proportion? That sounds fucked up.
it is fucked up.
It is fucked up, but it's not the end of the world.
It's the end of that.
90% of the Reddit's front page right now is just about the United Airlines.
It's the end of that man's career as a doctor. He probably forgot all of medical school. That was a hard hit.
What if he was like not a very good doctor? So this is just gonna send him on the path of success.
He was the Joseph Mengele of like China. He was gonna sew some twins together.
That's fucked up. I fly United too, so now I have like a moral dilemma. Like, do I book with them next time?
Well,
I mean,
make a
I
stand.
guarantee you, in a month, everyone's gonna not give a shit.
That's how it always goes.
No, a month.
Exactly.
That's very
Tomorrow.
generous. Andrew.
Sorry, a week. Yeah.
Tomorrow, no one's gonna give a shit.
As soon as the next big thing hits.
Yeah.
Delta Airlines.
They just need another. They need another animal to die so they can latch onto Harambe, and then that'll be
An elementary school just got shot up. It was like an hour later. Already nobody gives a shit. Also, this is gonna come out like a week later,
this
so I
is
don't.
dark.
So how about wieners?
Actually, fun fact,
It's
Alex.
not dark. It's just the economics of news.
Before this, we were like, you know what? Maybe we should dial back the masturbation and cum.
Yeah.
And now this is the result. Just depressing news.
Really?
Right, because I didn't know what to
And-
expect, right?
Yeah.
Like with your guys' podcast, because you sort of run like a no holds bar. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loose operation.
Yeah.
Loose operation. So I wasn't sure, should I take some pictures of my dick to like, describe it, or should I refrain because it might be too.
I mean,
Why would you
No,
take some
Alex,
pictures
all
just to
free.
describe it?
To send to us.
Send
Jack.
us
it'd be weird
pictures.
if I'm sitting here
Yeah.
with my if I'm like unzipping and stuff, because you're gonna get this audio file of me taking off my pants. If I had
That's even
pictures
better.
pulled up,
That's what gets views, baby.
That's true. Breaking news. Alex
We
penis.
don't.
You
We
can
don't
hear
want
it.
your dick. No. Your taint, on the other hand,
We value tape
make use
pictures.
of.
Yeah.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, you will.
Well, we should give some background on that. So Andrew sent us a picture of his taint one time when he was drunk. So that's why we're bringing
Wasn't
it up.
mine, but that's fine.
Don't listen to
I'm-
him.
Alex
Alex.
is not that fat.
a picture of your taint.
Yeah, don't listen
Yeah.
to
There
him.
was
Okay.
a picture of a
Did
taint in
you-
my possession, and I accidentally sent it while drunk. That is the whole story. Yes.
I'm wondering how did you know it was a
Skype
taint right
is,
away, or
Oh yeah, no, I had it there on purpose. So Skype is what's known. Skype is what's
well, no,
known
not
as
you
a-
sending it, not you sending it. Did
Huh?
they know that
They
that
didn't
was a
s-
taint? Like
They,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it
hold
was-
on.
No,
Yeah, they didn't
was
see
more
it.
than 10.
They didn't see it right away. I was bored, and I was on Skype, and I just had it open. And Andrew, out of nowhere, sends a picture of like a hairy taint. And I was like, Andrew, why did you send a picture of your balls? Because I thought it was his nutsack at first. I only got a quick glimpse. And then I looked a little closer. I was like, oh my god, it's a taint. And then he immediately removed it. And then about a month later, I kept giving him shit, but Jackson and Kai never saw it. So
A month. This was like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
okay, so about 3 days later.
oh, this is recent.
Yeah, about 3 days
Yeah.
later, I went like super sleuth mode, and I went into like Skype's cache files and found pictures.
Oh, you
of it.
did, yes.
Okay, Kai,
Yeah.
Kai
Jackson
told-
and I did not have to guide you through it.
Okay, well,
So the point, the thing with it is Skype is what's known as a hot pile of fucking garbage shit program, and I was on it on my phone, and I was inebriated, and as I was like trying to quickly type something in there, I mashed the send photo button, and it decided to just send like one that I tapped on accident. And
Yes.
that was the one.
Take this photo from Twitter and send it to my group chat and Skype button. The new Google Pixel phone has that button, I believe. Yeah, they just added it.
Right next to the home button.
I mean, I'm not denying the incident. I'm just telling you what happened.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Alex, what is your taint like? Please describe.
Or
Was my taint?
have you ever sent any
Go ahead.
taint pictures?
Yeah, have you ever seen a nude accidentally?
Or tell us
I don't
an
know who I
interesting
would-
story of that caliber, like of masturbation.
No,
or nudes
this,
or
this,
that shit.
we're trying to be more serious, Andrew. Taints. So if you've ever sent a taint picture,
I just don't know what I would ever need to, like, what the situation is where I need to show somebody my taint
you'd be
specifically.
surprised.
Really?
What if it's a doctor? What if it's a doctor and you have
A
taint
doctor
pains?
and you're sending taint pics to your doctor, like,
Yeah, what if it's
hey, I
4
think
in the
there's
morning?
something wrong with my taint, and he's like, oh yeah, just send me a picture, like,
What if you've
like,
gone
so-
in? Yeah, what if you've gone in for previous conditions on your taint, and eventually it's like 4 in the morning, and you've got shooting taint pains, and he's like, if it gets worse, let me know. And you call him and wake him up, and he goes, all right, well, you don't have to come in, so show it to me. Boom, you send a picture of your taint.
I think I would FaceTime my doctor.
Yo,
if it was that
shit out
serious.
firsthand.
No, different angle. Doctor.
Don't even show him your face. Just immediately when he answers the call, it's just your taint.
Oh, you again, Alex, huh? It's looking good. Shave?
I recognize that taint. How are you?
No, I don't. Honestly, I wish I did. I don't have any. I never took pictures of my taint. As long as the cell phone's been around, I don't think I've ever had a reason to like take anything like below my balls, right? To like take any pictures
That's true.
of anything below that.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would send. You said a doctor, but I think I'd rather just go in.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
then, Alex, how much money for you to get pepper sprayed in the taint?
Would the
What?
taint hurt?
That wouldn't hurt at all.
I don't think it would hurt. I don't think it would hurt at all.
Your balls
I-
and dick would massively,
Well,
I feel like
Cup
the
'em.
taint
a
absolutely would.
lot.
no, it's
The
not.
taint's just skin.
Yeah, the only thing that makes pepper spray hurt
Alright.
is when it's on like an open area or a mucus membrane. Same thing with peppers.
Okay, you clearly don't know how.
My
your dick
face
and
and
balls
my
skin-
sides of
it
my
would-
face still like burns from the pepper spray, and it's
Yeah.
just because it's the chemical burning on my skin. So it's like,
Oh.
Charlie, have you ever gotten anything acidic near your dick?
Well,
It's a lot of pain.
Lysol wipes, but not really acidic.
No.
Lysol
Do me a
wipes.
favor, crack open a jalapeno and just rub it on your taint a little bit right now, and let me know what
I
happens.
once accidentally got some rubbing alcohol on it, and it's painful. It feels like someone's
the tip
holding
of your
a match
dick.
to your balls.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh, and
it's horrible.
Oof,
It's
that
immense
sucks.
pain, so I think being pepper sprayed in the nuts would certainly hurt.
That's
what about like
Or the
up
taint or
the
anywhere
ass?
near that area.
Oh,
What
like the nozzle
The ass
right in
too,
the
but we're
arsehole?
all
Yeah.
used to having your asshole burn anytime we eat anything that's spicy, so
Right. No, that makes sense.
familiar.
been training it. That brings me to my next question. We'll go ahead and steer away from taints. What's the worst movie you've seen of 2017 so far, Alex?
The worst movie 2017.
Include 2016 because we're only like 4
No,
months
we've
into this year.
we've done 2016
Yeah,
like
disre-
20 times.
disregard
now.
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Oh man,
Ignore Andrew.
Like I really am.
Please say a
You
little.
know.
Fuck. Okay.
what movie?
Well, because I don't really talk about. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should just pick a more.
No,
be honest.
You
No,
say
no.
this.
What's the
No,
worst
be honest.
man.
movie?
This is what this is for. It's therapy.
Guys, you're really putting me on the spot here.
We
Honestly,
might
dude,
support you.
Do it.
I watched Moonlight. And that won the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I watched it. And I don't know, man. I really didn't like that movie.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
didn't
really
see
a
it.
controversial opinion.
Well, the thing is, it won, right? It won Best Picture and everything.
I mean,
And, you
yeah,
know,
the thing is with Oscars,
supporting
they're usually
actors.
bait anyway. They're movies that come out around that time with a specific demographic and cast in mind to get those awards. I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If that was
well, the
case,
Oscars got the whole
La
thing
La
for
Land
being
would've
too
won.
white, right? So it's like, no, you know what I'm
No,
talking about.
I
the
know
whole-
exactly
No,
what
no,
you mean.
I just
That's
thought
not
it was
a
a funny idea,
controversial
but yeah.
opinion outside of Tumblr, though. Of course not.
Right. I just know there's a lot of people that are very like, super
yeah,
into it and will
Progressive.
defend it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I guess progressive. But I watched it and I watched it with like as open as my mind can be because I understood sort of the premise. But even at the end, man, I didn't like the movie. and I felt there was so much. There were movies that were so much better in terms of like storyline, cinematography, actors. I don't know. That movie really.
You are entirely allowed to have that opinion. Just because something's revolutionary or like different for its time or whatever doesn't mean it's good.
But it's not though, right? Because it's like other movies have come out.
Not going that far is what I'm saying. Like, just because something like makes a statement doesn't mean it's quality. I don't know how to express this.
It's the
idea.
exact opposite. It makes it less quality. I don't know. I hate this thing where in art, for some reason, people have the impression that if the artist or whoever makes it puts his own political opinions or his, not even political, but his own personality into it, that's skill. Because to me, it's more skillful if you can keep that separated and keep it out of it.
Keep
make
it
a work
objective.
of art that's not necessarily objective, just if it doesn't have your biases in it. That to me is more of a show of skill. But of course, I agree with Alex. I mean, most of these shows of that type are, of course, only to cater to a certain demographic,
right?
Just to hit those score points and get an Oscar from the people who ate a whole lot of criticism last year because Oscars so white or whatever that hashtag was.
Right. I just don't think that the excuse of, oh, you just don't get it, or this movie isn't really for you, is like a good reason. A movie should be
never is
for everyone's
never.
broad understanding, right? Yeah. Right. I mean, you can get your own meaning out of a movie. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you have to be this particular like gender or class or race to like really understand it.
No,
so that was a movie that just
different. I mean, there's an entirely different argument in that when they go, oh, you just don't get it. If you're saying it's a bad movie or like a shittily made movie or any of that, and they're like, oh, you don't get it, there's kind of a point there. But for people to say this is the greatest movie of all time because it does this and this, no, that's not a really valid point.
Yeah,
it's like with Amazing Spider-Man too. Like some people are just gonna love it, and other people aren't gonna like it. They just.
I think I'm gonna see Spider-Man 3.
I'm just looking up what movies were released in 2017, just to refresh my memory here.
That's just now. I just watched Kong, right? That one came out. That one was pretty good.
It was good.
Bad.
I've heard
it
it's...
wasn't.
Yeah, here it's good.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was medium.
Logan came out.
Yeah, I didn't like Logan.
The Last of Us, the movie.
The Last of Us, the movie. Wow.
I mean, Logan just
Not
looks like
even.
it.
Just,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe I'm dumb.
That's a bit.
Probably
That's a
dumb.
bit
I'm
of a
always dumb.
stretch. I don't quite.
Power
remember
Rangers, I think, came out, right?
Yeah, what about
That's
Ghost in the
already been
Shell,
out.
Alex?
I haven't seen that, but I've heard really good things about it, so I kind of want to see it now.
So
Like, all my buddies have watched it. I was just thinking of like what movie I just watched that was good. That was a good question.
and
I just
yeah,
asked
mean,
myself
I'm sure
that,
you've seen
but-
John Wick.
I have a
too.
good question for Alex if we're moving on.
That's a very good movie.
So, Alex,
Thank
what
you.
are you're in the business that a lot of people on YouTube are doing, you commentate on games and all that shit. What are some things where maybe you've cut them out or you recorded and you were like, you know what, this isn't working or this isn't funny? What are some things that just haven't worked for you?
Man, I play a lot of like Counter-Strike, and like recently the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds that just came out, and that's a real tough game to get like a good recording out of. So sometimes I will spend like a few hours trying to get good footage for something, and like the whole day I'll just be getting shit on, and I just don't come up with anything. And at the end of the day, I'm really depressed and have to order a pizza and like watch a movie or something, and the whole day's ruined. Because like I don't want to go back to recording after like 5 or 6 hours of just not getting shit done. So that's usually what happens. You know that feeling?
Yeah.
It's
you
the
ever
worst,
have that
man.
feeling where you ever like backlog a game where you're like, oh man, I'm really gonna play this. I really want to do content with this, and then eventually you get like 30 minutes into it and go, I just have nothing funny to say or nothing funny to do with this.
Right. So you just edit a bunch of like fucking meme clips in, and then you're good.
Honesty.
Jangle those keys. That leads me to a question. How long is everyone's like video game and movie bucket list? Like how many games do you have on your backlog that you want to play but just don't get around to?
Dude, there is
Hundreds.
just so many games, man. Like that have
I
come
keep
out.
track of it.
I'm actually slowly playing Andromeda. So I just got a couple hours into it the other day.
I'm
Instead
sorry.
of my
to hear
So
TV.
sorry.
Well, I don't know. I heard some people say it wasn't as bad, so I was like, I played the other Mass Effects except for 3, so I just figured maybe that would be a good thing to sit down and play too. It's been all right so far.
Apparently they patched it like 2 days ago and fixed a lot of the animations. And
Yeah.
it's not as bad now.
Oh yeah, the whole
I should
No,
hope so.
I've seen that. Now I'm not like endorsing it or anything. I know that it kind of looks like shit, but
I think it still looks like total shit. I mean, I love 2. I thought 1 was good. 2 was really,
2 was
great.
really
but
great,
3
yeah.
and Andromeda, just everything I've seen is terrible.
I'm on the other opinion. I'm enjoying it.
there we go.
Well,
Why do
you
you like
just
it?
don't get it, Jackson.
So,
I'm
Jackson,
wrong.
have you played the other ones in the series? Have you played 1, 2,
Yeah,
3?
I've played all of them. Yeah.
So what does Andromeda do compared to those that you actually take from it that you like?
It's just got a much larger gameplay area. Basically, it's much more free.
So is it just more
Free in what you wanna do.
or does it
No,
like it's more Mass Effect 3 or what?
I think they've really streamlined the combat and made it a lot funner. If that means anything to you, I think they took a step back in the world building and the actual RPG elements, though, which sucks. But what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
I still think 3 was
I mean,
a better
you can
game.
make a good game.
Yeah, no, I still think 3 was the better game.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
Did you like 3 at all?
I did. I thought everything up until the ending was really good, and then the ending was overblown. Like, I don't think it was that bad compared to what everyone says it was.
But now you can finish the fight with additional downloadable content. When I saw that screen, I just lost faith in BioWare.
What screen is that? I don't remember
What
that.
screen?
So after you beat the game, it cuts to the literal scene where it's text on the screen, and it just says, "You finished the fight with Shepard, and his story is over, and now you can continue it with additional downloadable content."
Wow.
Where they just put a fucking ad at the end of the game. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I also don't remember
It's
that.
pretty
No.
pretty shitty.
Yeah. It was egregious.
If you want more, you can go to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast, by the way. Extra
No,
Podcast.
Horizon Zero Dawn's pretty good as well. I've been
Yeah.
playing that a bit, and that's a game that I really want to beat like all the way through,
Same.
which is like
But
very rare
It
nowadays.
looks so massive though in terms of content.
Oh yeah. Well, no, doing
good
content. I
overall.
don't know if I do content. There's just too many games that like you sit down, and you're like, oh yeah, this would be like a 200 something part,
Yeah.
video series.
You
So
guys
would you-
ever
that's-
go like, I wish this game was shorter or smaller?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
less.
I've been saying that for the
Absolutely.
last 3 or 4 days with Persona.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been playing Persona.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm over like 105 hours in now.
Oh my god.
There's just I want to
Jesus.
fucking like do everything in it, but it's
He was
just
up
so
until
much.
fucking 8 a.m. the other day.
Yeah.
He played it all night basically.
It's
with
not
his
just me
girlfriend.
though. Like my
Whoa,
my
what
girl.
is that game? I know nothing about
It's
it.
a weird
Anytime
anime game.
I know it's some
It's a weird anime
garbage,
game.
but they all are. But what do you do? Is it
It's
a weird anime game.
turn-based combat? What is it?
It's
First-person shooter?
turn-based combat. Yeah,
Oh god, that is horrible.
With a lot of socializing with fake
lot of
friends.
socializing.
Yeah.
It's a friend
With,
simulator.
fake romances, is that it?
That's
Everything's
don't
great
mock
at your
that, Kai. That's
genius.
my favorite part. Hifumi for life.
I always gotta love that when the internet forums just devolve into civil war.
Oh, that's
over
what
Bioware
happened.
having
Yeah, that's
too
what
good-
happened with. That's what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda. There weren't enough gay relationships
Yeah.
apparently.
Did you
Oh,
see
God forbid.
the fascination, the group of people who fell in love with what's the main character in Andromeda's name?
Ryder.
Ryder.
They fell in love with female Ryder because when she had like the bugged expressions and shit, they were like, "Oh, she's autistic. I love her." Like they genuinely
way.
thought they made the main character autistic because of how fucked up her facial expressions and like
She does
actions were.
look super
So
dumb.
people were fucking like not fetishizing, but they were romanticizing her because they were like, "Oh, she's so broken and fucked up."
Ooh, that
It's
sounds
like
like
BioWare,
something
though.
Tumblr would do.
That's
Like,
BioWare's
finally,
very,
we
like,
broke
big
these
on that.
ableist chains. Yeah.
wow.
I mean, I saw it everywhere. They were like, "Oh, I love her so much. I just want to like hold her and let her know it's okay."
Imagine doing the mocap for that character, and then everyone's calling you autistic.
well, they fucked with the mocap actress.
What?
They fucked with her look. She doesn't look exactly like that. They tweaked her to make her look a little more like stone-faced.
I thought
I think.
all the facial animation was automated. But
No, it's all mocapped.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's all
think
mocap.
so.
I
don't
mean,
think so.
it's never 100% thing. You can mocap and then go over
Yeah,
it.
you don't know
Obviously,
that it's
just-
the defaults are mocapped. I know that.
Yeah, I know for a
Maybe.
fact. That,
Yeah, like the dude who does default Shepherd looks just like that. Like he looks
well,
exactly
that's you're
like.
talking
But
about the
that's
modeling.
different,
Talking
yeah.
about the
Yeah, that's what I'm
mocap,
saying.
the
It's-
animation, which apparently
no,
they
what
really just
hap-
fucked up.
Well, no, what I'm saying is in 1, 2, and 3, the guy who did Shepherd and the girl who did, I guess, Shepherd, they look 1-to-1 to the in-game model, but apparently the writer, they like tweak the character, and it doesn't look
look.
exactly like the model,
What?
and occasionally it
Yeah.
results in fucked up animation.
The original trilogy, the actor and the in-game character look nothing alike.
well, you couldn't be more
Are
wrong
you
with
kidding?
that.
Yeah, really? I'm gonna Google the fucking
I have
male
no
dude
idea.
from Mass Effect.
How do
right
you
now.
guys feel about?
You're talking about voice
uh,
actor, right? Mark Meer.
No,
No, I'm talking about the mocap actor.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
They
maybe.
look what? So look, Jackson.
Yeah.
When they did the mocap for 1, 2, and 3, here's a
Yeah.
photo. The
Jackson was
actors
fighting
they
a
used for
different
the mocap look almost exactly like the people in the game.
Yeah, I'm
But
okay,
when
yeah.
they did Andromeda, they tweaked the in-game
Jackson
models
gave
to
up
look
his point,
slightly
Andrew.
different.
Andrew, stop kicking him while he's down.
Kick him while he's down.
Please.
I was talking about voice actors.
You finished
Oh,
him off.
alright, well,
the fatality was successful.
I-
Let's move on.
I got confused.
Are we gonna go into like Mass Effect lore now?
Christ, I wanna-
Shut up, Alex. Stay out of this.
That's what I'm here
Were
for.
the Reapers mocapped?
Yes, probably.
They took like crabs, you know,
That'd
like
be
actual
awesome.
ocean
I wish
crabs,
they
and
would.
mocap them.
I wish.
That'd be fucking cool. I'd give them props for that.
That was my least favorite part of Mass Effect 3 was the Reapers having like dubstep voices basically. They were like laying down sick tracks throughout the entire game. What were you gonna say, Andrew?
Right on.
I don't know. I won.
I won.
Okay, how do you guys feel about mocap actors getting fame, basically?
I
Just
think that's
getting
fine.
a
What's
lot
his
of
name?
recognition. Well, because
Andy
I,
They do
Serkis?
the work. What's wrong
yeah,
with that?
yeah, like people like him,
Andy
it just
Serkis is
confuses me so
incredible.
much. Where, why though? Why do you say that?
Because he's also the actor who plays the character that he mocaps.
I know, but see, it's just so difficult for me to understand where you don't really act in the movie. Like, let's say you're mocapping for what's that little twerp in the Lord of the Rings movies, Gollum.
Gollum, yeah.
You do that. You record the facial expressions, but it's not your face in the end product. After all, anyone could do those facial expressions, and you
but
probably
Kaya-
have $1 million crew who's going over every little detail and editing it in post anyway before they put it in the actual 3D model.
But Kaya, then why would voice actors ever get famous? They're not the ones in the
No, because-
cartoon. It's just their voice. Anyone could voice them.
Andrew
Well, no,
slinging
that's
the
their
zingers.
voice. That's so wrong. Your actual voice is in it. That's no different than your actual face being in it.
Well, their
When
actual
you're
voices in
mocapping,
the
it's
movie too.
nothing.
Why do they even need mocappers then?
Yeah.
If they can just animate it all with their $1 million
Andy
team.
No, no, my
Serkis
point
gets
is
famous
why-
because
no,
he's the one
no,
who actually
my-
voices and plays the character. That's
Okay,
the point.
my point isn't about his voice. My point is about the mocap itself. Why cannot anyone mocap for Gollum? Why do you pay Andy Serkis?
He's
Because
goofy
he's
looking.
better at it
and
than other people.
He's small and he's weird.
And he's good at moving like those creatures would move. It's probably harder than you think to move like Gollum would move or how they want him to move.
He's a real
Yes,
creep.
I'm sure it's. Yeah,
We're really
sure.
letting down Alex here. He came on here for Cox. He didn't come on here for mocap debates.
Alex, how big is your wiener and how often do you touch it?
Alex, what's your favorite part about masturbation?
I like the start, like the anticipation.
See, he had an answer.
Jesus, Jackson, calm
Because
down.
he's not used to terrible questions.
like the pre-jerk
Hooray for you,
thoughts,
Jackson.
Alex,
You know,
sorry,
when you're
we're not
just
letting
kind
you
of-
talk.
where you're contemplating
just
whether
that
you're gonna go
question, no,
Go
it
ahead.
sent us into an existential crisis.
Why do you keep interrupting him? He was answering the shit question. Fuck.
No, I was just saying like
you're talking about
when-
your penis.
Fucking Christ. Lord.
it's really too built up now. I can't run with this
It's alright.
string of thought here.
It's okay.
So you're too built up now, huh?
Right. So like, because I thought about, do I do the official podcast or rub one out? You know, it's
you made
just
the wrong choice.
yeah.
You should have done both.
Well, I've already. I mean, I did it halfway through that Mass Effect conversation, so I'm good now.
He fucking zoned
Hey.
out. I like that.
Was it because of the autistic writer?
We're
Did
the
that get you
fucking
hard?
worst. Maybe we need more dick jokes and shit, because when we talk normally, we just don't fucking interact with the guest.
You don't interact with anyone,
No.
Andrew. Like, you were just assaulting Jackson's stance for like 3 minutes after he said, "All right, you're right. I lost."
Well, I mean, he deserved it.
What? I was talking about a completely separate thing. I was talking about voice actors. It's not my fault I can't keep up with you talking about 3 separate things and then Kaya interrupting with a completely different stance on Hollywood.
Because like voice actors don't look like body actors. It's like, no, here's why you're wrong.
I'm completely lost now. What is-
Exactly.
Alex, could you tell us an interesting story from your childhood, please?
I grew up in Russia, actually.
Oh, shit.
So I lived there for about 8 years.
Tell us some Russian stories.
That's
I
why
don't
your
really-
name is
I don't-
spelled like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's not a joke, dude. It's the real thing. It's KS. And I also have to, like, every time I have to pick my poison when I explain to people how it's spelled, because, you know, a lot of the times people don't get it. And so it's like, you know, I'll tell people like, hey, my name's Alex, and then if it's like a form I have to fill out, then I'll be like, it's KS, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they assume it's ANDER, but I don't have an E, so I have to correct them and be like, no, there's no E, it's DR. I'm like, oh,
Do you let
Alexandra?
it slide at Starbucks?
Yeah, I let it slide at Starbucks, just, you know, things like that.
I like to
Surveys.
imagine you drive a hard bargain. No, you spelled it wrong. I'm not paying for it.
No, it's just,
if he
it's
goes
a
to
waste.
fucking- if he goes to Starbucks, they're gonna be like Alansdra, Alexma.
I make him bring it back. Please
Did
spell
that
it
ever
right.
happen to you,
That's not my
Andrew?
name.
Sounds like a slight exaggeration there.
A lambda.
I don't have any.
I don't think Alex is a very controversial name.
I mean, I went to fucking Starbucks and I said Andrew loud and clear, and they were like Amber.
Maybe it wasn't your fucking coffee.
No, it was. It was me. There was me and one other guy there. There was me and one other guy there named fucking like Paul. And they were just like, oh, Amber. And eventually he was like, oh, the caramel mocha or whatever the fuck I got. And I was like, oh, that's me.
That just seems like a normal sort of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you get Amber from Andrew?
You look
Well,
at
it's
it
just like a
quickly.
misunderstanding, right?
Yeah.
Well, did it bother you the rest of the day where you're like,
Well, he's
yeah,
talking
I
about it
pouted
now.
and cried in my fucking shed. But no, I'm just saying it.
well, I mean,
no
cried,
matter
but you
what your
brought
name
it up,
is-
so it bothered you to some extent.
He remembers.
This
Andrew, you're like
person-
role playing me this week.
No matter what at Starbucks, they're gonna fuck your name up. It's what they do.
Oh, okay.
Cut
Yeah.
that out, Jackson, in case Starbucks ever wants to sponsor us.
Oh yes,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah, anyway, no, I didn't have any crazy, like, Russian stories. I just, you know, played with rocks and threw, like, apples at old people. I think
Oh, yeah.
that's about the extent. I took, like, a shit on my, like, kindergarten sidewalk because I had to really go. And I didn't have enough time to run back to the bathroom. We were in recess, just to give it context, like on the playground. It was like a Catholic thing where we were praying. No, I had to run inside to use the bathroom, and on my way there, I just couldn't hold it, so I just pulled my pants down and took a shit, and then went back to playing. But then, you know, the teacher has to escort all the kids back to the classroom, and, you know, we walked by. We had to pretty much walk through the shit that I took.
Oof.
So I
you
remember
rub your
that
nose
pretty,
in it?
like, vividly. No, no, I should have. Yeah, no, it was just there, and that's like, you know, sort of burned in my mind as like a Russian memory that I did that, and I had to poker face my way back. You know.
Little do you know, 4 other classmates did the same thing.
I was
didn't walk
16
that
at the
way.
time.
This
Well,
was
it was
last week.
right?
This was
Yeah.
last week.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, it was all right. It was cold. Ate a lot of weird foods, I guess. Well, not really weird to me, but I imagine to a lot of normal people.
So what year did you leave Russia?
I left it in, what was it? 2000.
Okay.
So my green card still says the USSR on it, actually, ironically.
Yeah, I was about to say, you left not that long after the Soviet Union fell.
Right.
So you're sure there wasn't any shit going on that might have been weird where they were kind of cobbling stuff back together?
No, it's just the weirdest thing was like the buildings and stuff look very similar. Cobbling stuff together.
What the fuck kind of
What do you
question?
expect? Like wartime prison camp stories? What do you want?
I like how you're also questioning him. Are you sure? Can you?
Yeah, like a fucking Stasi officer. They'll say you're Russian, huh? Oh,
Yeah, they would haul the Jews out, and that was pretty normal.
Just standard procedure.
I would help round them up. I would point out where they lived.
You had your little whistle.
When the commissars would run into town.
This was
Happy
last week,
Passover,
right?
everyone.
Right, that was last week. I had my bike stolen. That was probably, I guess, when I was young too.
I mean, that happens in Russia.
Right. It's just Russian
only
things.
in Russia.
Should have had a dash
Yeah.
cam on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's so much footage. I guess it's just because so much weird shit happens that it's just regulatory
It's
that they have.
because there's a lot of insurance fraud.
Oh, that's
People
right.
just throwing themselves because there's a lot of sliding on the ice and shit. So
Right.
they just
Yeah.
throw themselves in front of
But
cars.
I mean, there's so
they
many
get
drunk
cameras.
people
What,
too.
Russia
That,
specifically?
That too, yeah. Yeah, actually, Russia and a lot of Eastern Europe, there's a shitload of insurance fraud and parts of Asia, so they'd get all the dash cams to prevent it.
I've just seen so many weird videos. You know, I'm sure you guys have too.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, like that now that Russians have access to iPhones and stuff, they can just record their backyard. Like one of my favorite
That's
videos
weird
is this guy who's just in his backyard like recording these junk cars or something he has on like his farm field, and he like pans over and there's a bear in a tree like climbing after his neighbor, and he's just so stoic about it. He just says, "Yeah, that's, you know, stupid bear," and he goes back to like recording the rest of his stuff.
That sounds.
I don't know if you guys have ever
amazing.
seen it. Yeah,
That's
no, it's
awesome.
Sounds
yeah.
cool.
So now we need to
Russia
give
sounds great.
like the Middle Eastern countries and like Africa iPhones, so we can see what's going on there. You know,
They do.
like it'd be cool to see like
that's
a hippopotamus like chasing after somebody. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
they airdrop
Like I want to see
those
shit
bad
like
boys
that.
in, don't they?
Hippopotamus.
No, the
Yep.
iPhones.
Yeah, they're actually not native to Florida, fucking Africa. I'm gonna stop talking.
You're like,
I fucked that up so hard.
fucking-
There's no coming back.
you're making sure all of the information talked about here is historically accurate. Fucking shitting on Jackson. Oh, it's right after the USSR fell on July 4th of 2000. That's amazing. Are you sure there wasn't any
July
concentration
4th, huh?
camps?
So the Soviet Union fell when we celebrated our independence.
Yeah, well-known fact, Andrew. Come on.
Right.
I like the fact though that
Yeah. There you go. I'm just giving you the link.
Oh, thanks.
Check it out.
smartphones are
Yeah.
now widely
Oh, it's a good video.
available.
Oh, it's not available for you?
No, I said I'm happy that smartphones are now widely available
Yeah.
to everyone.
Like, is it a good thing though?
Oh, it's a
Yes.
great
Like,
thing.
what do you guys think?
Because otherwise, lifeleak.com would be really, really boring.
Right.
I mean,
But
the
instead, now we can
argument.
go on there and just watch all the suicide bombers fail and die, which is just
Oh.
always a good day.
I mean, a lot of people have that argument where it's like, is it bad that all these phones are capturing all this shit? And the thing I say about it is, I mean, it's going to happen whether we have the phones or not. It's just now you can
The
see it.
Amish?
Yeah, I've never heard that argument. Is technology bad?
You've never heard
Yeah.
anyone argue that technology is bad.
I mean, outside.
Technology, yeah, of course. There's people who say that shit, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard people complain that it like desensitizes the issues.
Yeah. I'd rather see more of it so I know how it actually happens.
Yeah, same.
And then
Not
just because you get
sensationalize
so
it.
much information, like you
Yeah.
constantly see like problems all the time versus like before it'd be like on your local news channel, like, and today we have a report from New York. And it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But now just
exactly.
like every day you're getting this person died and these kids died and here's a bombing in Syria and meanwhile in Russia, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the media companies must love it. Any big company, really. It's just so much easier now to spread their stuff, their ads.
Right.
What I hate is the trite cliche bastards with their anti-technology nonsense where it's like a caricature of a girl who's like, she'll have her face glued to the phone, something like that, you know? We all use our phones way too much, blah. Did you know people now spend more time with their phones than with their children? Fuck you.
I don't have children.
Oh, I don't mind like the caricatures, like a little picture. I hate the like the full on video, like a 3-minute video of like take your
I just
eyes
hate
off
the
the
whole
screen.
sentiment of,
Now look.
oh, we're all so one in one now with our technology. Oh, is this not bad? No one's
It's like the
doing
end of Mass Effect 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds just dumb. Like, what was just a girl on her phone texting?
Everyone fusing technology.
The end of Mass Effect 3 is Shepard just text in a dark room by himself.
What a shitty fucking.
It sounds like a fucking XD to the Reapers, like an emote.
They respond lol and then reblog it.
Well, you've seen like the pictures of like the old people, like, well, I guess now old people, but back then, like, on the subway, a bunch of people on their, like, in their newspaper, and then the contrast is like a bunch of people on their phone. So it's like, has it been an issue all the time where people just want to like do their own shit while they're out in public, where it's like, why are you guys always on your phone? Like, I don't want somebody, I don't know if you've seen the North Korean video where some guy takes like an iPhone inside of like a big escalator going down like their train system or something, or shopping mall underground, I don't know. But he's like going down the escalator and nobody there has phones, right? So everyone's just looking at this one guy with a phone, like everybody on the escalator, because they're not doing anything else. They don't have anything else to do. So they're just all staring at this one guy. Yeah.
Can you send me that video? That sounds great.
Well, yeah, I mean, what do you expect?
I've never seen that.
Sure.
I mean,
Like,
North
look
Korea,
at this
though,
guy
is
with
its
his
own,
freedom.
I mean, North Korea, though, is its own fucking comedy troupe. They perform wacky numbers everywhere you look.
I don't like. Just in general, I hate the fucking whole anti-technology sentiment. Like, how dare we have more fun, have a longer life expectancy and better lives?
It's just like shit to do, right?
Yeah.
So you're not like.
It keeps you busy. What
Have you been in the toilet without your phone?
Yeah, for real.
Oh god, it's a foreign feeling at this point.
Yeah,
in my life.
it's a dark age, dude. You're just sitting there like you're waiting for yourself to expel. Like it's not fun.
Bad things.
I mean, for me, it's a moment of zen. I really like my potty sessions. I just have my phone and I just sit there for an hour until my legs go numb. I have to get up and like they're all tingly and I have to balance like I'm on stilts.
Right.
Because I cannot feel them.
Kyle lives on the toilet.
What?
Kaya's shitting.
Kyle lives on the toilet, yeah. Yeah,
Kaya's shitting is like a whole ritual. I remember for a while, every time Kaya shit, he would have to go into the shower and blast his asshole.
For a while, that's every time.
Still?
I discovered that it's just so comfortable. I now merge my showers with my shitting sessions. I just shit and then I shower and I'm sparkly clean.
Like in the shower, you shit in the shower?
No, I'm not a waffle stomper.
Yeah, mash it down the drain like Play-Doh.
A waffle stomper? There's a term
that's what
for
you
that.
call it when you... Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Waffle stomper.
You mash it down the drain like Play-Doh.
But I never have. Lovely.
Did you guys have Game Boys? Like a Game Boy Advance?
Gay Boys.
Do we have Gay Boys?
Game Boys.
I wish.
Game Boy what?
Advance.
Yeah.
Color, I
Yes.
guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I've had every game.
So you probably
Boy.
spend a lot of time like on the toilet with that, right? Like hours.
What's
yeah.
actually funny is I have a 3DS, and when I first got it, I played it a lot, but now I only play it while I'm shitting. And it's gotten to the point where I've beaten 3 different Phoenix Wright games exclusively only playing it while shitting.
Wow.
That's good.
So I get inquisitive while I'm
So
pooping now.
so do you just leave that in the toilet, like in the toilet room?
No, I mean I take it
Yeah,
in
in
and
the
out of the
bowl.
bathroom, but I leave it in sleep mode and only open it while I'm shitting.
What a question, Jackson.
I have a question for you
I
guys.
see.
Yeah,
Specify
I throw
toilet
it in the
room.
fucking toilet, and then I have to buy a new one every time I shit.
I said toilet room.
That's still silly.
Toilet room.
Yeah, that's still just silly.
toilet room.
You're gonna want to cut that out, Jackson. You sound like you're right. Go ahead, Alex. What's the question?
It's like a
Sorry.
redneck.
Because obviously I guess I had people tweet at me about the podcast and stuff, but a few things that a few people said was that I should have like a masturbation story ready, right?
Oh my god.
That's fine.
We're trying to move away
Well,
from that.
maybe
you guys are PG
maybe
now,
back
right?
in the
YouTube
day when we were
AdSense, like
No.
when we were
you know.
uncultured. But no,
Right.
we don't need that.
you guys are PG-13 now, but
Yeah,
I-
we're
I-
family friendly, fucker.
I wanted to
You could-
see.
Always.
You can tell us, but I'm going to cut it out.
Right, cut everything out. My question, I guess, is how did you guys get your porn back in the day? And
Oh
I'm
my
not saying like
Oh god, this story.
no, not when
again.
you were like very young, but like when you were like a teenager, right?
Charlie
like
used
now
to
you have
go
the phone.
on shock sites, and
Well,
there
let him
used to
finish
be
the
this one
question,
thing on
Kaya.
the site
Yeah,
where
let him.
there was
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa,
tits.
whoa, maybe he has a spin on it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's
Well,
all,
I was just saying like now there's phones and laptops, but like as a kid, your parents had to be like playboys and shit, but I didn't really have playboys when I was like a teenager. So I figure you guys are like around my age, and I want to see like what kind of tactics you use to improvise getting porn. Yeah, I'm gonna share my story. So
perfect.
I guess I was asking you first.
Yeah, Andrew was lucky enough to not need porn because he could suck his own dick. But for the rest of us plebeians, I used to Google things that were similar, like fudge and stuff like that, to go to Google Images. But here's a little interesting, Kai. You're going to tell my story for me, so I'm not going to tell that one. But before I discovered that gore site that had some porn in the sidebar, I actually went on a Satanist ritual site that used to scare me. But one of the demons was topless and had titties, and I would go on there periodically to see some boobs.
Was that in 8th grade? I feel like that whole Satanist thing always lasts in pretty much high school, early high school.
No, it was way before that. This was on like dial-up. Like if my mom went on the phone, those tits were going away. This was a long time ago. I must have been like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I had a friend in the neighborhood that would come over, and we would just like go to this site because there were some tits there. Like, come on, are you kidding me? I'm not going to go there. And yeah, that was a long time ago.
That actually reminds me of a story I wanted to bring to the podcast kind of quick. Alex, to quickly answer your question, Newgrounds was my go-to for the longest time.
So you were like on the computer, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on the computer.
Yeah, I had a magazine.
And Newgrounds, I just deleted the history, so Newgrounds was always my go-to. But when I was a little kid, before I knew, like, hey, Newgrounds has free porn, and like, oh, I can go here for this, whatever. I really desperately tried to get into pay sites because I was like, oh, I can get into this porn and whatever. But every time I'd take the tour, and like I'd be doing like my little kid thing, like, oh yeah, look at this tour, oh so cool, titties, and then they'd be like, enter the credit card to go forward, and I didn't understand that the credit card you enter would get charged. I just thought they needed one. So I made friends in Dragon Ball Z chat rooms. Like online friends who I would talk about like new episodes and characters with, and I was a young little kid. I was like 8 or 9, and eventually I started asking around for credit card numbers, because I was like, I just want to plug it in for porn, and I would never tell them what it was for. Like obviously most of them were like fuck off or like no, but like some of them were like, well, what do you need it for? And I was like, you know stuff. Just give me, just do me a favor. I think I kept saying, do me a favor and just give me a credit card number. Like just do it. It'll be fine. And eventually I pried this guy so much that he said, hey, I got a surprise for you. And he ran a big Dragon Ball Z forum at the time, which I've checked. It's been gone for years. And apparently they had a section on funny messenger conversations. And he posted the entire thing for everyone to read of me like begging him for credit card numbers because I wanted to look at titties. And then I cried for about an hour because I thought everyone that I knew was going to find out.
Did they?
No, actually, I was really relieved that no one found it, and I checked religiously like once every couple days to make sure that like it hadn't gone viral or no one I knew had seen it.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah. What was your username?
It had my last name in it, so I won't tell you. That was another
silly.
reason I was really afraid someone would find out. I was fucking 8. What did I know?
Why didn't you just take your parents' credit card? That would have been far easier.
Because I was 8, Charlie. I didn't want them getting porn on their card. I knew something would happen, but I didn't connect 2 and 2. I was like, oh, if it's someone else's card, I'll be fine.
So you had the knowledge to know that they would... I'm just confused by your plan there, but I guess it's excusable.
He was 8.
Yeah.
I was 8.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a plan. It was, I don't want to use my parents' card because then they'll find out. But if I use someone else's card, I'm in the clear.
That's true.
Really wanted that paid
That
porn.
was my logic. Yeah. Jackson, Kaya, have you ever told your go-to porn as a kid?
I think so.
Crafted.
It was just no. It was the magazine that I got from my
Oh, right.
from my father. Yeah.
So you had
And
a
then Kaya
magazine.
had the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, magazine
I started off with
access.
magazines. Yeah.
Right.
Was
what
it
about
from
you,
the
Alex?
guy who
No, it's
built
from
your
my father.
toilet and left it in there?
Yeah, it was my toilet.
So
it was my toilet room builder.
I actually had a PSP, and so
Wow.
I hooked it up into my Wi-Fi in the house, and this was when I was, I guess, I guess 8th grade sounds about right, but the Wi-Fi was so shit back then, if you can imagine. So I was only able to like load those like, like those Rule 34 sites and shit.
Oh yeah, sure. That's the excuse.
I was
you think-
I was only allowed to load that. What's the difference between those images and the other images?
Well,
I guess I
actually,
didn't know what to look for, I guess. There wasn't like, oh yeah, Pornhub's the thing, you know. It was just like, you just looked up shit. You just looked up.
well, where did you find these?
Sonic
Because like
naked.
a lot of like websites like Newgrounds and all that shit would just for some reason always have Rule 34 comics more than anything else.
People
For
love Rule
some
34.
reason.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
Because all the artists are degenerates. Go on DeviantArt and look at all the shit there.
Sorry, Alex.
right. No, I mean that was really my. I was just like more so. I wanted to like hear what you guys had to say because it was like you were young and you were really on the hustle, on the grind. I mean, you were trying to like rip credit cards, you know, to get access to porn.
Yeah.
I was a
So,
little hustler.
I would imagine kids nowadays like that's not an issue, right? They just
Oh,
kids,
not at
pop
all.
on their
they
phone.
have
Not
no
at all.
idea how
type
lucky
in
they
porn,
are.
and then it's just
Kids
like
these days find porn
300
without even
gigabytes
meaning
per
to.
second. You know, they're just getting the full stream. You know, hours
yeah.
of it.
It's
Plus,
Or
they
it's
know
not
what
only
they know
that,
what to
but
search
it's-
for because it's like social media and stuff. They don't have to.
Well,
fuck
oh yeah, they
around like
watch
Charlie
YouTubers
did.
like us too, and we talk about dicks, and they're like, yeah, I want to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus they
Vaginal
have so
insertion.
much.
I'm curious.
Plus, they have so much porn of whatever they like. Like back then, if you wanted, I don't know, fucking Rule 34, okay,
Like
Dragon Ball
Minecraft.
Z.
Do you think kids look up
Yeah.
Minecraft porn? They
Oh,
do,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because they have those
oh
videos.
my god,
For sure,
absolutely.
for sure.
Fucking. There's Minecraft porn on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, there's
true.
a whole industry with the thumbnails where they just make
Oh, yeah.
deceiving thumbnails.
There's an industry.
There's a famous
It is.
Minecraft YouTuber where he role plays that like a creeper is his wife and how he fucks her.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
so creepy. It's like fully animated.
It's
How do
actually
you think that conversation at school goes down? It's just like, hey, did you see this? It's like, what? Look at this. And then like they show each other low key Minecraft porn. Like, oh shit, dude. Is that Steve?
Oh man, all
Is
8
that Steve
pixels of that
fucking a
dick.
pig?
No, for sure.
Well, I mean, they're
that
kids,
happens.
right?
That
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Just get aroused
I
by
see
weird
the
shit.
argument
Well,
against
that's-
technology now.
Well, that's an interesting question. When did you learn about sex? When did you fully just grasp the concept and get it all? And
I have an
all that.
I have an honest answer.
Same.
go for it.
Dead to Rights on the original Xbox. Did any of you play that?
No.
Well, how old were
elaborate.
you? You were how old were you? Were you
Well, I
like
played that on the
was-
GameCube, I think.
That was like 13.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I would have been 9 when that game came out because it was like one of the first games
Okay.
I played on it. And I
Where was the sex in that game?
there wasn't sex. There was a strip scene where you control the stripper and the move she does, and that got me really curious. And I
Oh,
don't-
I remember that.
yeah, I had already like gone to the Satanist ritual sites and got my fill, and so I knew what they all looked like and terminology and such, and also a bunch of demon stuff. But this
were
made
you
me
in like the forums too? Did you browse the forums?
no,
Were
like,
you like converted partially?
no, like that shit scared me. I'm serious. Like I would only go to the homepage because there was tits there, and I would go there, and then I'd immediately leave after I saw them and just giggle to myself with
You
titties.
saw tits
At
and
a
you knew
young
how to
age,
summon them.
you conquered your fears just to see
Yeah.
some tits.
You have to.
What a brave boy.
You have to.
That's dedication. Yeah, that's you're very brave. I hope you know that.
Thank you.
Says a lot about your character.
Yeah, the things I'll do
What
for
about
them
you,
titties.
Kaya?
So
Yeah, Jax.
I got the magazine from my dad, but for about 4 years before that, I'd always, well, the first time I managed to find his magazines, which were hidden on top of the fridge. Like, you know how in those cartoons, like there's always the cookies on
Seems a
top of the
little-
fridge. Yeah, so I got the idea to check the top of my fridge, and instead of warm, delicious cookies, I found porno magazines and decided to flip through them. So every morning I'd wake up super early at like 4 a.m. and run up there to have like 3 hours of reading. I didn't jerk off or anything. I just I looked at the nice.
You read the
pictures.
articles in the Playboy.
Yeah.
Ooh, gold's going up this year.
So yeah, that was my first bout with pornography and naked.
But
people.
I'm talking about like when you learned like
Yeah, no,
what
it
sex was.
No,
that-
well,
that
yeah,
taught you everything?
that is the first time I learned of
Okay.
it, like basically like when
The
I first
articles.
saw that magazine. I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah, gotcha.
what are they doing?
Okay,
That's weird.
Yeah.
What about you, Kaya?
Alex,
I don't
what
know
about you?
Mine was.
Oh
I
shit.
have no idea. Like, no idea when the first time about finding out about sex. I guess when you just show and tell with your friends.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah,
Oh,
actually yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You get a hands-on demo.
Except it's not your friend, it's your dad.
Yeah,
It's your uncle.
and it's not his hands.
Oh, did you tell the
Your
uncle
weird
story,
uncle
Kaya?
No, I didn't. I don't know if it's a good story. It's just a weird uncle who used to still live with his mom at like 60 years old, and they ate Nutella from the same spoon and stuff while sitting across from one another and calling each other names.
Nice.
Normal family stuff.
I love that mental image so much.
You what?
Sorry.
You gave Andrew a real hoot there. Thank your uncle for that
Every
one.
episode,
just
Kaya
do-
gets one that just really gets me.
Well, Alex, what about the first time you discovered sex?
Right. So the first time I discovered sex, actually, when I was flying to the USA, my first time, I stayed in Moscow in a hotel, and while my mom was asleep, I actually charged a lot of pay-per-view
Oh shit!
on the television.
Should've
And
just
watched
used someone else's card.
Watch some girls dance naked on the television.
You should have
No,
just
for
hit up
like-
the Dragon Ball Z forums.
Oh, that reminds
2
me.
hours, I
Actually,
think.
you just
But-
gave me a flashback.
By your uncle?
No,
In the hotel room?
thankfully, no. I'm actually pretty confident
In the
that I've
hotel
never been
room?
molested by him. I'm pretty happy about that one. But
Oh, nice.
it gave me a flashback because I remember on German TV when I was really little, they're always past like 12 o'clock. There's always those old school shitty phone line ads for women where you can cut like phone sex, but the ads would have them topless and shit. And I remember my mom was out one night with her friends or something, I don't fucking know. And I fell asleep in front of the TV and I woke up to those ads in like 3 in the morning. And my mom was really pissed because somehow I locked her out of the house, so she just had to wait in front of the door until morning, I think, while I was just dozing off in front of porn ads. It was probably the first time I might have seen tits.
Alex, continue.
I mean, that was really it. I charged a bunch of porn on my, I guess, my stepdad's card, because that's the
What was the outcome?
the outcome. There was
Yeah.
none.
Oh.
No, I didn't get a chance
How
to
much
come.
did it cost?
I think it was like $200 actually, because I remember that whole
Wow.
story. Yeah,
Christ.
No, it was pretty bad.
That's a
Yeah, my
binge.
mom woke up was pretty pissed off, but hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I feel that. Satanism.
So speaking of pay-per-view, I've seen a ton of them. Actually, when later in my life, when we switched to satellite, my dad got all the premium shit and whatever. And he would be in the living room watching like HBO, like movies and all that shit. He would just leave that on and whatever movie was on. Then he'd fall asleep, and I'd go in there and get on the couch and pretend I was sleeping, but I'd just wait for the porn to come on, and then I'd watch the porn movies. And Charlie and I talked about this. It's where I
Like
found
with your
the sexual
dad
matrix.
next to you,
Well, he was sleeping.
right?
He was.
Well, but he's still next to you, yeah.
I mean, he was on a different couch. I don't know what creepy shit you're implying.
That's,
No, what do you mean?
That's
it's
weird.
It's what happened.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, Andrew.
I mean, I
He's
was
in
like
the
10
same
or 11.
room.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
I was like 10 or
like
11
what if?
or
Imagine in
whatever,
his
but-
shoes if he woke up.
Oh, if he no. So it was a,
Maybe
a
he was
game of cat and
pretending
mouse.
to be asleep.
Yeah, he
That was
woke
his
up.
game. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend to be asleep and Andrew's gonna come in here and start jacking off.
Well, no, the whole thing
Your
was he
whole
would
family
be asleep.
pretends to be asleep on the couch.
My whole family, whenever
watching.
we're together, all of us just pretend to be asleep, and one person watches porn.
It's like grandma, your mom and dad are all on the couch.
Yeah, we take
Then you
turns.
come
We
in.
rotate. We have a calendar. But no, it would be a game of cat and mouse. Like if he was asleep, I'd be watching it, and if he would wake up, I'd pretend to be asleep.
But he didn't notice a pattern. Every time
No,
I fall
not at
asleep,
all.
a porn channel comes on, and he's always in here sleeping next
Well,
to
no,
me.
the porn would come on naturally. He'd be watching HBO, and then late at night while he was
He
asleep,
thinks you're like
he'd fall
coming on
asleep.
him.
Yeah, I'm sure the porn came on naturally, Andrew. It just comes on, infiltrates other
Yeah,
channels.
no. Go watch HBO. Go watch it at like 9 p.m. and then when it hits like
Yeah,
1
but
in the
you
morning,
were
it
like
just starts
11
playing
though.
porn.
You were like a
Yeah.
lot less sneaky than you thought you were. Just 'cause-
He probably fucking knew. He just didn't care.
It's probably like, why is my son coming in here like putting on fucking porn and shit while I'm asleep? He talks to your like guidance counselor about it.
Yeah, and then he probably
Did you have to have
And
any
then,
special
and then in my
talks?
guidance counselor says he's a normal fucking 11-year-old. Of course he's gonna watch
Yeah.
it.
or he'd
Yeah, but
say
like, why does he have to come into my room and watch it?
exactly.
Because that was the only TV that had it.
He like starts sleeping in the bedroom when you go in the bedroom and turn the TV on.
You bring the TV with you wherever your dad goes.
I mean, that's what happened.
Your dad probably did the same thing when you were asleep. Oh, it's my turn finally.
No, it was one of those where you only got it on one TV.
Right.
It was no, I remember what it was. We had illegal cable. We had one of the hookup boxes on the main TV in the living room, so we could watch every channel. So he would watch HBO, and it was the only TV in the house that got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you had to.
Right.
So I had to. I remember
So you had to
specifically, I
watch it
could
with
only
him.
see it in there. Yeah.
Like together with your clothes off.
Yeah, I'd cuddle up real close, and he'd be like, "Snuggle up, son. It's time for the porn hour." And then you fall asleep.
You couldn't just
What
wait.
the
sounds
fuck do you want
dope.
me to say?
I mean, you
There's
couldn't
not much to this story.
Why couldn't you just wait for him to fall asleep and then do it when he wasn't there?
What do you mean when he wasn't there? He fell asleep in the living
Yeah,
room
what the
every
fuck
night.
is that supposed to
Because
mean?
you naturally want to like not show your parents that
Yeah.
like you doing illicit activities, so it's weird that you go in and like it's.
Oh.
I mean, you must be like really courageous to like do
Right,
something
yeah.
like that
Well, I
next
mean,
to your
my-
dad. Like, I never have
my
the guts to
parents
do
were
that.
always really liberal. I think I knew that like they didn't care. I think I knew he didn't care.
That's why he let you do
I'm,
it.
I'm sure he cared a
Yeah.
little bit, Andrew. That was probably uncomfortable for him.
Ask him now if he was asleep during those times. Dad, do you remember this? Oh yeah, yeah.
That was awful.
Oh yeah.
No, I was awake the whole
proud of
time.
you, son.
I just
Yeah,
pretended to
I-
be asleep because it was weird for me. You know.
I was
Still
dead-eyed
do it
staring
when
at
you're
you.
asleep.
Hit you with
Did
the
I
whole
staring
truth.
at you?
The dark secrets of my family are finally coming out.
Why do you think those channels
Close
were on
my
when you
mind.
came in?
I put them on. I hate porn.
It was bait.
You fell for it.
It was a master one.
Speaking of that,
it's like
you
that
hyped you hyped up a masturbatory story you prepared. I'm excited to hear it.
Did you?
Oh fuck
Yeah.
no, dude. No, I
Oh, I thought.
no,
you,
no. See now, but now I have to
pressure
because
it.
Yeah.
you hyped it up.
Now I hyped it up.
My story was just like, how did you get your content,
Oh,
your masturbatory content?
I see.
Shit, yeah, I don't even know where I would go with like a story because I thought about it. I've been thinking about it for a bit now, actually, maybe for like a week and a half.
Jack, I was gonna give Jackson the floor for a question, so that way he can be talkative here.
Yeah. Alex, what's it like working with Rooster Teeth?
It's pretty dope, man. They I guess they're different from a normal network where they don't
How
have
so?
like
He
they
was
don't
just
have like
telling
hundreds
you.
of
Calm down.
Yeah, Alex, tell us.
yeah shit.
No, Alex, tell us. Come on.
Yeah, no, they have less partners because they only work with they have Funhouse and Achievement Hunter. So like being in that group is a little bit different than having like 1,000 partners with X number of subscribers all talking at the same time about what they need and what they want. And plus like Bernie and those guys, Jeff, they're very cool, fun to work with.
Do you work with them
So-
often, or is it just like you get to do your own thing?
We do our own thing for the most part, but like we're flying down in a couple days here to Texas to go shoot some stuff with them. So it's it's pretty occasional, I guess. Like every few months we do something with them.
That sounds like it'd be
So-
fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. They're very cool guys.
It sounds like the best of both worlds. Like you get that kind of production assistance as well as like getting to retain your own creative individuality.
Right. And that doesn't really happen like too often on YouTube. You sort of just like become owned by like some network and you're a permanent slave until you can like hire up a lawyer to get out of your contract. That's like been the MO.
All right, should we start wrapping this up?
Yeah, we can start winding down. Alex, do you want to shout out some stuff? Anything you want to promote coming up? Blue Apron, perhaps? Maybe even Patreon, the official podcast? Well, I mean, what's going on?
You want me to promote your sponsors?
No,
It was a joke.
Promote your stuff.
It was just a joke.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast. It's fun. You guys are all a bunch of cool people. I guess make sure to check out Cow Chop if you already haven't. It's really about it.
Okay.
We're on YouTube. We do dumb shit, swim in lube, hit each other, all that kind of stuff.
Pepper spray.
The pepper spray. Yeah.
Pepper spray. Yeah.
And next week, Alex is going to get tasered
You heard it here
live
first.
on camera.
Yep. And if he doesn't, then he's a filthy liar.
And then it'll be cardiac arrest prank gone wrong.
Got him.
We'll see you next week. Remember to check out the Patreon and everything else that we've got. There will be links in the description. Just for $1 a month, what do you get, Kaya?
You get extra content.
Yes, you do. You get an extra 2 hours.
You get access to at the other, there's a lot of rewards. Just check them out. We have extra content. We have streams.
Remember to check out the merch store as well, where we've got merchandise. Yay. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone. See ya.
Bye. Goodbye.